From Sawdust to Success, the Boy Who Refused to Stay Small. The day Noah was laughed at in class, he made a promise to himself. One day they will know my name. Noah was the son of a carpenter in a small, dusty town, where the sound of hammering was more common than the sound of applause. Every morning before sunrise, his father worked in their tiny workshop behind the house, shaping pieces of wood into tables, doors, and chairs. The smell of sawdust filled the air, and the rhythm of tools striking wood became the music of Noah's childhood. But at school, that music didn't sound so beautiful. Many of his classmates came from wealthy families. Their parents were doctors, engineers, and business owners. They carried shiny backpacks and talked about vacations and gadgets. Noah carried a simple, repaired bag his father had stitched together many times. One afternoon, during lunch, a boy pointed at Noah and said loudly, "Your father just makes furniture all day. That's not a real job." The table erupted in laughter. Noah forced a smile, but inside, his heart felt heavy. He quietly packed his lunch and walked away, pretending the words didn't hurt. That evening, he returned home earlier than usual. His father was in the workshop, struggling to lift a large wooden plank. Without saying a word, Noah rushed forward and helped him carry it to the table. His father noticed the sadness in his eyes. "What happened today?" he asked gently. Noah hesitated, then finally spoke. "Is being a carpenter something to be ashamed of?" he asked softly. The question hung in the air. Instead of answering immediately, his father picked up a rough, uneven piece of wood and placed it in Noah's hands. "Tell me," he said, "what do you see?" Noah examined the wood carefully. "It's rough," he replied. "Not very useful yet." His father smiled. "Exactly," he said, "but watch what happens when someone believes in it." He placed the wood on the table and began working. With each careful cut, the sharp edges disappeared. The surface became smooth and strong. After a few minutes, he handed the finished piece back to Noah. "People are like this wood," his father said quietly. "They may start rough, but with patience and hard work, they can become something extraordinary." Those words stayed in Noah's mind long after the workshop lights were turned off. That night, as he lay in bed staring at the ceiling, he made a decision. He would not let other people decide his worth. He would build his own future, just like his father built furniture, one piece at a time. The next morning, Noah woke up before sunrise. While the town was still asleep, he sat at the small kitchen table and opened his books. At first, studying felt difficult. His mind wandered and his eyelids felt heavy. But he remembered the rough piece of wood, with patience and hard work. So he kept going. Day after day, Noah followed the same routine. He woke up early, completed his homework, and practiced his lessons again and again. Slowly, small changes began to appear. His grades improved, his teachers noticed his effort, and most importantly, his confidence started to grow. But the real challenge came 1 month later. The school announced a science competition. Students from different classes would present their projects in front of judges, and the winner would receive a scholarship. A scholarship could change Noah's life. It could help his family. It could open doors to a brighter future. But fear quickly followed the excitement. What if he failed? What if people laughed again? That evening, he sat quietly in the workshop, watching his father carve a beautiful chair from a plain block of wood. "I want to join the competition," Noah said finally, "but I'm scared." His father placed his tools down and looked at him kindly. "Do you know why strong buildings don't collapse?" he asked. Noah shook his head. "Because they have a strong foundation," his father replied, "and courage is the foundation of success." Those words lit a spark inside Noah. That night, he decided to take the first step of his journey. He would enter the competition. For the next 2 weeks, Noah worked harder than ever before. Instead of playing after school, he stayed at home designing his project. With his father's help, he built a small wooden model of a house that used sunlight to produce energy. They measured carefully, cut precisely, and fixed every mistake with patience. Sometimes the pieces didn't fit, sometimes the design failed, but each mistake taught him something new. Each failure made him stronger. Finally, the day of the competition arrived. The school hall was filled with students, teachers, and judges. Rows of colorful projects covered the tables. Noah's hands trembled as he carried his model inside. For a moment, fear tried to stop him, but then he remembered his father's words. Courage is the foundation of success. He walked to the front of the room and took a deep breath. "My name is Noah," he began, "and this is my project." At first, his voice was quiet, but as he continued explaining his idea, confidence slowly replaced fear. He spoke clearly, he answered questions, he shared his vision. When he finished, the audience applauded. That sound felt like sunlight breaking through dark clouds. A few days later, the results were announced during the school assembly. Noah stood among hundreds of students, his heart pounding. The principal stepped forward and opened the envelope. "The winner of this year's science competition," he announced, "is Noah." For a moment, everything went silent. Then cheers filled the hall. Noah walked to the stage with tears in his eyes. As he accepted the certificate, he looked into the crowd and saw his father standing proudly, his hands still covered in dust from years of honest work. At that moment, Noah understood something powerful. Success is not about where you come from. It is about what you choose to build. And from that day forward, Noah carried one belief in his heart. No dream is too big when your foundation is courage. If Noah's journey inspired you today, remember, your story is still being written. No matter where you start, hard work and courage can build a future you're proud of. If you believe in your dreams, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more motivational stories. Until next time, keep building your destiny, one step at a time.